We're still feeling hot, hot, hot. The 1959 Hollywood classic, Some Like It Hot, continues to sizzle on Broadway this spring. Let's go ahead and send it out to Paul Wontorek.
Thanks, Tamsin. I'm heading to the Chelsea home of Scott Whitman to talk to him and his longtime songwriting partner, Mark Shaman, about their buzzy new Broadway hit, Some Like It Hot.
Some like it rough, some like it tame. Give me a more to love the flame. Some like it hard and hot is what I got for you.
I always love a Broadway season with a new Shaman Whitman show. Although it's funny, you guys are so iconic, actually, it's just Mark and Scott. It's Mark and Scott.
Oh, that's cute, yeah.
That's cool.
And it's every 7 years, it's like locusts that we have a show to.
Some Like It Hot. I've heard of it. This is the big title. This is pretty iconic, Some Like It Hot.
It did become a double-edged sword because as much as it's such a beloved movie by certain generations, younger generations either don't really know it or took it only in a bad way about what it was representing. So that was our challenge with the show. The second we got hooked up with it was how to deal with putting it in terms that make sense for a modern audience.
Right, and the really big baggage was that there already was a musical of Sugar.
And it was a hit at the time.
Yeah, it was a hit at the time.
Yeah.
But that was a literal screen to stage, almost word for word.
But that is odd to do a new musical version of something that's already been
Yes.
The only thing I'm the Wild Party, the fact that there were two musicals in the same season.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't think anyone has thought of has there ever been a new musical, something that's already been musicalized.
You don't reference what they're doing, you just started taking the material and running in your own direction.
Well, that had to do with Matthew Lopez, and really, Matthew had said, well, what if Sugar is black, and what if we address some of the different issues that are, would make it Some Like It Hot for now. And so that became intriguing, especially the idea that Sugar would not be a Marilyn on stage, which is near to impossible to do. And it opened up a whole vein of music of, Ella Fitzgerald, Lena Horne, Billie Holiday, and that's something that really appealed to us to write to.
Like a train that's only passing through and leaves you lonely at the station.
And also because on Smash we had written, there was a Some Like It Hot musical in Smash.
It's crazy.
So,
That's a whole other element of this. So you did Smash, which was all about Marilyn,
right,
and about a Marilyn musical. So you were already deeply immersed in Marilyn, and then you created a Some Like It Hot musical without Marilyn.
Yeah, it's also meta. It's so.
I know. When you say it that way, it is bizarre.
It's practically a hall of mirrors.
Yeah.
Maybe you got the Marilyn part out of your system with Smash.
Yeah.
For me, what was I, 13 when Bette Midler's Boogie Woogie Boogie Boy was on the radio. And that, to me, opened up the world of swing music and the music of the 30s and 40s. At the same time, this great Warner Brothers came out with a 50th year album that had just, all the music from the great Warner Brothers musicals, mostly from the 30s and 40s. And that began my love affair with that style of music. My whole life, I just love that stuff. So like Jimmy Lunsford and Louis Jordan and Duke Ellington and Fats Waller. If I could just listen to one thing, it would be just that. Then you think of Billie Holiday on the bus with the band, or Ella Fitzgerald, or Lena Horne becoming, the Hollywood star. And so that we've written that into the show, that our Sugar has gone to the movies as a child and she wants to see someone up on the screen who looks like her, and that's her goal in going to California. So it was fun to find all these different ways.
Well, it really gives you a lot to chew on. It's so interesting what you said, like just hearing one thing, what if Sugar was black, suddenly opens up
then
your
there was a
mind to
reason
so many...
to do it. Because even in the Billy Wilder, in the published script of the movie, it says the end, and then it says the world isn't ready for what happens next. So it was an interesting way to think about doing it now, is that they are ready, actually. Because some of the politics, of the sexual politics of the movie are really far advanced underneath it, underneath the, you know, the men in dress jokes and all of that. Matthew was sort of really a window into that, and Casey as well, because they didn't want it to be the movie. The movie was there, and they wanted it to be this other entity.
I feel like some people talk about the original film as something regressive about queer politics, and other people say it's actually very bold. In the
Yeah,
end.
I mean, for me, what we've done with the character of Daphne is all there in the movie, but we just go further with it.
Yeah.
Daphne is really enjoying being a woman. And Daphne gets proposed to by a man and completely accepts and is giddy about it. Now, of course, in the movie, it's played for laughs, but he never says, well, I can't marry a man because, you know,
Right.
It's there. So we just let it blossom into what it might have been, or even what Billy Wilder might have done.
20 years ago, you two won a Tony Award for Hairspray. Did you know that was 20-year anniversary?
Thank you for remembering.
And you not only made history for winning a Tony, but you also had this very public, you had a kiss on stage,
Right.
which was a big moment for gay rights. I mean, you're like queer pioneers here. I mean, that's
Yes, we were. It was
amazing.
before Miley and Madonna, I guess.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. I remember it was a big deal. That
It was
a
a big deal.
You like grabbed his face.
Right.
Yeah,
I said
and-
something romantic and
Yeah.
wonderful,
Very romantic.
and his natural inclination was to kiss me.
And 20 years later, we're with different partners, so it's all worked
yeah,
out.
we broke up a year later. So that's irony for you. I still remember walking down 8th Avenue like the next day, I think. And an older queen walked by me. And
You
just
were coming home.
Yeah, and just gave me a look of like, yeah, just, you know, live your life, honey. The look on his face,
Yeah.
I can't even put into words the look on his face, but it really lifted me up. Some like it rough, some like it tame. Give me a moth who loves the flame. Some like it hot, and hot is what I got for you.
Even though you are no longer together and you both have very successful lives apart from each other, personal lives, you still have this beautiful creative relationship.
Yes, we're very proud of that we're able to protect the franchise, so to speak.
Protect the franchise, yeah. How long have you been working together?
Since 1976.
I met him the year of Son of Sam, the Tall Ships,
At Mark
and Legionnaire's Disease. And
So I have to ask you the most important question of all. What is Mariah Carey like? Mariah Carey's on your producing team now. She came to the
Yes,
show.
and she couldn't have been more generous. She came out on stage at the end.
I know.
We
It
tried
was
to keep it
heaven.
a secret from the cast, but her entourage was bigger than the entire orchestra section.
The cast's brains and hearts
Exploded.
exploded. I've worked with her over the last 10 years, so
Yeah.
I wish I could read you our text messages to really let you know what Mariah Carey is like, which is really funny and in her way, I was going to say down to earth. I wouldn't call her down to earth in any way, shape, or form, but more, you know, just goofy than you might expect.
So will she win a Tony if it wins the Tony?
You better believe it.
Get her a Tony Award. Get Mariah that Tony.
Didn't Jennifer Hudson got one, right, for Straight
Yeah.
to Love?
So ladies, Hades is the spot to be where angels sure are not. Some like it hot, and hot is what I got for you. Some like it hot, and hot is what I got for you. Oh my God, I'm too old.